A New Orleans-based company has bought 4 downtown Tyler properties with plans to rework those buildings into apartments and office space. And as KLTV7's Jamie Boyum reports, they have secured building permits on their first project, the Wilcox building.
Quickly in our research, we identified Tyler and moved quickly to try to acquire a couple projects within the city.
Cullen Momus is the managing director of North Companies, which now owns 4 buildings in downtown Tyler.
So we acquired the former Carlton Hotel, which is at 106 East Elm Street. We acquired across the street from there the historic Lindsay and Fair Foundation buildings. And then down the street, we acquired the Wilcox building at 230 South Broadway.
Tyler downtown specialist Garrett Hope says this will be a big boost for downtown revitalization since apartments would be
walking distance, so that looks for potential efforts in the future for grocery stores, more restaurants, more eateries, more shopping, everything that you want to see in a downtown.
Momus says the big project at the former Carlton should begin by the end of the year.
We recently secured a 380 agreement with the City Council to move forward and have their support as well.
He says North was founded in 2013 and has about 70 properties in the southeast. They specialize in turning old buildings and historic structures into new useful spaces. Momus says it could make a big change in downtown Tyler.
Both physical infrastructure and actual building development, as well as just what it can do for additional job creation in the area.
Jamie Boyum, KLTV 7 News.
And the groundbreaking on the Wilcox building is set to happen March 30th. That building is on South Broadway near downtown Tyler. It's scheduled to be complete by March of 2024.